if I didn't have that, how would I be? Because those character traits are something that I really like about myself. I like my energy, my enthusiasm, and my weirdness, and that has given me such an interesting life. So I thought that I muted myself to, shout horrible things, and I accidentally unmuted myself and just started screaming at them. We shouldn't have to hide people like us behind the corporate wall and not have them talk to customers, because we're real people. Hi everyone, welcome back to Boneitch. My name is Luca and I make videos about what it's like to live with Tourette's. And today we're going to do a video that was actually suggested to me by, and I hope I'm saying your name right, Shania, in the comments of my last video, and that is a reaction to a video done by Jubilee. I think it's part of a series Spectrum, and they did a video like that about Tourette's, and I thought that would be kind of interesting to react to and maybe give my own thoughts on these statements. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on these statements as well, so put those in the comments. I think that'd be really fun, because I think every person with Tourette's is different, not only their experience but also their thoughts on their Tourette's. So I think that, yeah, this will be kind of a cool video thing to react to. But before we dive into that, if you are not yet subscribed, because I can see in my analytics that most of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed, please do. If you are interested in this type of content, double check. Maybe you didn't realize that you weren't subscribed yet, because the algorithm might just suggest my videos, which is very nice of it. But if you know anything about the YouTube algorithm, you know that it might just decide to stop promoting or stop pushing my videos on your feed, and then I'll just disappear, because my channel is quite small. So yeah, a double check if you want to, and if you hit that notification bell, you'll get notified when I upload a new video. And since I usually do a premiere with every video, that means that we can all hang out in the live chat while this video is premiering, and that's usually a lot of fun. I really enjoy watching the videos as they go live with you all. So yeah, double check. Okay, let's do this.
I can sit here, you. You're a piece of shit. I don't like you.
I don't like you.
That's just a tick, I promise.
I figured.
Oh God. Somehow I didn't anticipate that this was going to be quite triggering for Tics, especially the I don't like you tick that I also have. And it's just a tick. I'm sorry, that's a mood, right? Oh God.
But, we have Tourette syndrome. Get with it, bitch.
All right. It bothers me when people laugh at my tics.
Okay, so my idea is, I just made this up, that I'll try and answer the question as it gets asked, and then we'll see how other people react. And I don't know, that's fun, but I'm going to do it anyways. So it bothers me when people laugh at my tics. No, I prefer people laughing. And there's a difference between people laughing at your face, There's a difference between people laughing with you, or just laughing because a tic is funny, or people laughing at you or making fun of you. I did make a video about humor and Tourette's, and I'll link it right there. But yeah, in general, I prefer people laughing, because I laugh at my tics. I think sometimes they're really funny. So I'm curious. Let's see what they think. What do you think? Put it in the comments.
3, 2, 1, go.
I have a lot of funny tics, whether it's just word tics, whether it's a big movement, whether it's my cussing tics. I also make social media content on TikTok, exploring the funny sides of Tourette's and what it's like to live with Tourette's. And when I'm with my friends, we laugh at my tics because they're funny. Cow, woo. And when
That's a funny tic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tics can be funny. Like imagine ticking and you're laughing yourself and just people standing around going, "Oh, poor you." That only makes it worse. Oh my God, just laugh with us. That's
People laugh with me at my tics, then I feel more accepted and I feel more myself and I feel like I can freely tic. But if you're laughing at me, that's a whole different story. If you're making fun of me, that's drawing the line.
I realized that what would be way worse than being laughed at is if like my friends and peers and family were like trying to baby me, you know, and like be tiptoe around me and like walking on thin ice. Like I would much rather be like made fun of from somebody that I don't care about than like know that I'm being treated differently by the people in my life just because I have this thing.
Sometimes I'll say something like just kind of mean all around, really insulting to someone. At that point, it's like the only way to play it off is if it's like a friend, of course, is to like laugh at it, be like, wow, that's such a ridiculous thing I just said. What? So.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you can say that. Yeah, because that you acknowledge that it is it's not serious, that you don't mean it. By laughing it off, I think it's a very simple way to acknowledge that I understand you didn't mean this and that was really funny. So. Absolutely. So I'm wondering why she is more on the agree side.
So it definitely does depend on the tic.
Anyone who like laughs at me, like they're my boys, like or like I just met them, like yeah, like laugh at my twitches, I don't care, but like I don't care. If you don't laugh, you're gonna look at me weird, then I'm gonna be like, yo, what the fuck you looking at, bro? Like, the fuck, everybody here is laughing, you just look at me, that's like disrespectful right there, you know?
I think it definitely is a distinction of laughing at someone rather than with them. Again, using common sense, like Summer said, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you first.
So that is something that I call them, I didn't make that up, someone else did. I call them ping pong tics when you are with someone who also has Tourette's and you're triggered by their tic and just kind of goes back and forth. And it can be kind of exhausting, but also a lot of fun. I always kind of enjoy just kind of when your tics react to each other. I don't know. I love those moments.
I went to a restaurant like a couple weeks ago, and wow, I was ticking pretty bad. Wow, fuck off. And the table across from me started like laughing at me and trying to get me to tick, and like, wow, just treating me like a sideshow more than anything.
Oh no, that's horrible. When people try to make you tick, there's a very specific moments where it's okay, but it's like close friends when they know what your boundaries are. And yeah, it can be funny, but in general, don't try and trigger tics in someone. I don't think you should use triggers as a way to hijack someone's disorder. You wouldn't like put a flashlight in someone's face who has epilepsy or something to trigger an epileptic episode. You wouldn't do that. So why would you trigger someone's tics, especially if you don't know them? And oh my God, that's horrible. No.
And that was really not appreciated.
Okay, so this is fun. So there's hot takes that our audience has submitted, which are assumptions that they make about people with Tourette's.
I didn't know what they were about to ask.
Having sex is hard because of my tics.
It makes it better. I call it the twitch stroke. That's what I was calling it, you know what I'm saying?
I love this guy. Yeah, no, I agree. It's I don't know. Ayo. No, I think sex can be difficult sometimes, but yeah, if you're with someone, usually if you're with someone who you know quite well, because you know you're having a relationship with them, or you know you're already kind of into them, then your tics should be fine because it's just part of you, and it can even keep it a bit like lighthearted. So I think that's fine. It can be a bit awkward, of course, if you just started dating someone and you're maybe a bit nervous, and then your tics make it worse. But if it is someone you kind of enjoy being around, then they should be able to take your tics in stride. However, having sex as someone with Tourette's with someone who also has Tourette's, that can become, I mean, it's fun, but it's a very interesting experience.
Oh gosh.
I hit him with the touch truck, and like I could go for like hours, all night, 6 hours. It's like endurance. Like, yeah, I twitch sometimes here and there, but it's like they don't care. Like they like it. It's weird.
It's okay for people with Tourette's to say the N-word if it's a tic.
So I made a video about that relating to Billie Eilish, because yeah, Billie Eilish a couple of months ago, I think it was almost a year ago already, was kind of cancelled or something because supposedly she said the N-word as a tic. And also with Sweet Anita, who was literally triggered to tick that on a live stream. And then people got really angry about that. If it's a tic, you can't help it. It's yeah. Of course, it's not okay to say the N-word just because you have Tourette's, but you can't pick your tics. There are, of course, strategies. If you have tics like that, there are strategies to warp them into something else. I have a cockatoo tic that used to be kankerhoer, which is like cancer. Oh, and that wasn't a very nice word, but those words kind of sound the same, and I was able to turn it into cockatoo. It doesn't always work, but if you are really bothered by these tics, and yeah, because it is very uncomfortable when you have to say something. Loads of people think that, oh, it must be fun to have Tourette's because you can say whatever you want, but it's not like that, because you're saying what you don't want to say. It's not that. You want to say something and you can just say whatever. It's not fun anymore when you can't choose when you say something, and it can put you in very dangerous situations. So if that is happening to you, there are strategies to somewhat bend those tics into something else. You should not, I don't think you should have to, but I understand that it can be safer and it can make your life better if you want to try and do that. But I don't think you should have to do it, because I don't think your disorder in itself should be offensive. But the reality of it is that some people will react to it very strongly and can get you into horrible situations. But yeah, it's okay. It's already a bit of a weird thing to say. Like, it's not. It's almost like there's a, what's the word? Morality to it. But there's no morality to your disorder. It's a disorder. It's a tic. There is no intention behind it. So yeah,
I have that tic, and you know, it depends on the context of the situation.
Oh, I don't want that tic. I'm kind of alright not doing it, but the fact that people are talking about it and this person has that tic. But I'm also really interested to see like how he somewhat disagrees to the statement when he also has that tic. So I'm really interested.
If you're like an actual really shitty person and you enjoy saying it, and someone's like, oh yeah, like I really want to say this word, but it's okay because I have Tourette's. People will just excuse it as a Tourette's. When really, no, it's not okay. But you know, with this certain tic, I sometimes don't know when it's coming and I have no control over whole.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's true. I had a thought and then it kind of left my brain again. Yeah, they will use it as an excuse and it's not okay. Yeah, of course, like the word is not okay. Okay, you're not supposed to say it. Like the word is not, it's not okay to have that tic, but you have it. There's no morality to the tic. Something like that. I'm not sure what I wanted to say.
Back.
It's not right for anyone to say that if they, aren't black. But the thing is, it's involuntary. You can't control having this disorder. You can't control what you say. But I still agree that, like, in normal conversation, don't say it unless you have the right to say it.
I would just say that I'm only over here.
If you saw my video last week, you knew that I was distracted by a fly. Right now, I think my upstairs neighbors are making pancakes and it stinks in here. It's horrible. There's something wrong with my ventilation, so. Pancakes for breakfast.
Here because it's the way the Tourette's works in my mind, and probably a lot of others, it's like what you want to do or say the least is the thing that your Tourette's wants you to do or say the most.
Verbal tics sometimes show your true feelings.
This is different than the title that was my tics show my true feelings, which I disagree with, because in general, your tics don't do that. But verbal tics can sometimes show you true feelings. It can be a thought, it can be related to context. Same even with the N-word tic. It's not because you actually want to say it, but because you didn't want to say it. So it does kind of show your true feelings in that you don't want to say that, if that makes sense. So there is a context to it. And sometimes it can be something that you were actually feeling. And yeah, I can see, like, if I see a beautiful person with a beautiful face, I'll shout, "You're beautiful," or something like that. And yeah, that was my true feeling. It was still random. I can also look at a baby and say, that's an ugly baby, or kill the baby. I don't actually think that I don't want to do anything to that baby, of course, but it's related to the context of me seeing that baby. So it can sometimes show your true feelings, but I think, like, for beginner level Tourette's awareness, just assume that it's probably not, but yeah, there's a nuance to that. And yeah, that question is a lot more nuanced than the title, but I respect the clickbait. Come on.
So I can sit here, fuck you, you're a piece of shit.
I know.
I don't like you.
I don't like you.
That's just a tick, I promise.
I figured.
But, you know, I can go around.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful place to pause. And the moment I pause, my thoughts are gone. It's horrible. Yeah, it's just a tick, I promise. That was a thing that I ticked actually on Tourette camp a few years ago. And it was, it's not a tick if you mean it. And I'm going to put that on the shirt as well. Merch, by the way, right there. Really cool. But yeah, the idea that if you mean it, it wasn't a tick. And if you didn't mean it, it is a tick, which is of course a joke, but uh-oh. Yeah.
Saying I want a boyfriend, but do I actually want a boyfriend? Maybe not. Maybe I do. I don't know. It kind of depends.
I want a dog. So, see?
I have some vocal tics where I call them my truth tics, and I'll be like, "Do you want to know a secret about this person?" And then I'll be like, "You have hair," or "You're tall." Like, it's things like that. So in those cases, it's not really
wearing teal for Tourette's.
Like, sometimes
I'm trying to pause, but I'm ticking with my hand, so that doesn't help. Yeah, those ticks where you just randomly shout something that is very true, but very random. Yeah, I have those. They're fun. They're kind of fun. I like those.
I will say what I'm feeling, but most of the times it's just coming from somewhere in my brain that I have no idea. These are mom jeans. The most comfortable.
I love a mom jean.
Dating is hard.
Now, this one didn't say dating is hard because of Tourette's, because dating is hard. Let's just be completely honest. With Tourette's, is it harder? I don't think so. Not really. I think I talked about this in another video. I think like a Q&A. Yeah, I think it was the Q&A. That I don't think that for me, my Tourette's has made my dating life harder. Apart from the fact that I'm always tired because of my tics, and that makes dating harder and sometimes makes it difficult for me to keep in touch. I've ghosted people that I actually like just because I did not have the energy to start building that relationship. So in that respect, yeah, it's hard. And I can imagine that if you're insecure about it, or, you know, depending on the type of people you date, it can be that some people will reject you because of your Tourette's. But for me personally, I don't know. I mean, I'm also trans, so yeah, I always make very clear that I have Tourette's and I'm trans. And of course, there will be loads of people that don't want to date me because of that. But I also don't want to date those people because they don't sound like fun. So I don't know. I think it weeds out the boring people, so I have more interesting dates. So I don't think it's necessarily harder, but it can be. So yeah, so what's your experience also? I'd really like to know that, if you found people, problems in your dating life or in relationships because of your Tourette's. I'd love to know that.
3, 2, 1, go.
I don't think Tourette's makes it hard. Not at all. Like, to be honest, no. I think it's just hard in like this generation nowadays. It's just hard, dude. You can't. That's it. But Tourette's never affected me with like finding somebody, you know.
I agree that dating in general is hard. Adding my personal Tourette's on it, it makes it 100 times harder. Every single second of every day, I'm ticking. Whether you notice it or not is a different story. Like, I've literally gone on dates and just been so anxious and been ticking so much that I ended up leaving, and like the other person seems visibly uncomfortable. So it just takes that much harder to find someone who's willing to commit.
Yeah, I can get that. I understand that. Yeah, if it's just so much. Ayo. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I had a thought. I honestly thought I was kind of witty today, but somehow it doesn't seem to work. What did I want to say? I can think. I have a brain. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Things where, like, you know, I can't cuddle with someone because the second they touch me, I like tense up and I'm just like, you know, although I do want to cuddle with them. So yeah, it really just depends on the severity. But for me, it hasn't been so bad. But just because I don't believe that it's hard doesn't mean that her believing it is hard is invalid.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's so true. Just because, yeah, someone's experience, I think it's such a personal experience. That's why I'd love to know from others, like, what their experience is. Absolutely. And with the cuddling and stuff like that, for me, it's just laying still. I mean, I love just laying on the sofa with someone watching a film, but I'll be kicking around and I can't kind of really stay still. And that can be really annoying for someone who's kind of like dozing off. Those things can be a bit frustrating, but I wouldn't say that is necessarily something that made my dating life harder. It's just, you know, a minor inconvenience. I mean, it's same with having asthma and I can't have like laying down and then having someone put their arm over me because I just feel like I'm suffocating. Yeah, that's annoying, but it doesn't make my dating life necessarily a lot harder. But again, I absolutely agree with what the other person said, that it doesn't invalidate someone else's experience, of course.
Yeah, definitely with things like cuddling or hand holding, I feel very restricted and my tics are like, let's break out right now. So that's a bit difficult, but I think if you find the right person that isn't just with you to pity you because of your condition, then it's wow.
Luigi.
I feel very lucky. I've been with my boyfriend now for almost 6 years.
Oh, also, if you don't have Tourette's, would you date someone with Tourette's? And if not, or if you're not sure, why not? Because also, no shame, that's fine. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are, because, you know, I only know it from my experience. So, yeah, let me know.
We first got together, we were friends for quite a while beforehand, and so he very much knew the severity of my tics, and because he saw my tics probably at their worst and at their best. Even when I was dating before we were together, I'm very upfront about my TS from the get-go, because I found that it's almost like a, I don't know if the word is litmus test, but my tics make it so that the people who are around me are generally better people.
Exactly, that's what I said. Maybe all people with Tourette's do think the same, because I agree, a lot of them.
And because they're people who are more accepting and more understanding.
But that's my issue, is finding the right person, because I'm upfront that I have Tourette's and I tell them like the severity of it. They see my TikTok, they see my Instagram, and then I get ghosted. And then I get swiped left on, or they find someone else.
Has anyone ever?
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that sometimes it can be frustrating that people will just judge you on that label, or just on your big cock. That people will just judge you on that label and not give you the chance to, you know, get to know them and then make the decision. I can imagine that is frustrating, of course, yeah.
Or lost a relationship because of Tourette's?
It's just my other, you know, terrible personality traits, not the Tourette's.
I feel like anybody who is going to break up with somebody because of their TS, I think a lot of people don't want to seem ableist, so they're going to find some other reason to tell you. So for all I know, maybe I have been broken up with because of my TS, but who knows? Like,
yeah, but then
I have lost opportunities because of my disability.
Yeah, for me, I think so. But again, definitely with some of my tics, because people will judge me on them, not because it is Tourette's, but because they think I look nervous or twitchy, and they think I'm on drugs or something. So yeah, people have judged me on that. I mean, in general, I still think that I kind of turned out all right, and I take my opportunities, but I get them. But yeah, I know that sometimes people like in job interviews, because you're already a bit nervous and you're kind of fidgety, that because people judge you so quickly in that time, and it's such a impersonal, weird thing that I'm sure that I've lost opportunities because of that, and also because of my energy level, because I am so tired all the time, and I want to do so many things that just being so tired all the time has definitely caused me to not do as much as much work as I would have wanted to, and because of that lost opportunities. And combine that with all my ADHD hobbies, even if I was completely healthy or normal, that would still not be enough time in a day to do everything that I want to do. So yeah, absolutely.
3, 2, 1, go.
Since you're the only one over there, why do you, if you don't mind me asking, why do you somewhat disagree?
I feel like I haven't necessarily lost opportunities because of my TS. I've had some cases where I don't go after opportunities because of it, but I haven't necessarily had somebody tell me no just because of my TS. It would have been for other reasons.
I agree with that. Like, it's never been that, I don't think for me, never been that direct. Like, just saying because of your Tourette's, no, like never like that. It's been a bit more like subliminal, but absolutely, no, I agree with that. And like not going after certain opportunities. I try not to let that bother me, but I think so. I think there are things that I kind of not do because of my tics. Yeah, there are funerals that I haven't gone to because I was sticking too much and I wanted to respect the family, and I just didn't go. Like, of course, that's not like an opportunity, but like just a situation that I thought of in my head. So yeah, so I don't know.
I had to drop out of school due to my Tourette syndrome. I was asked to leave certain classes. I was asked to leave a Starbucks once. At a Tourette convention, I was asked to leave a place, and all of us had Tourette's, but I was the only one with coprolalia, or the only one with cussing tics. And then I also can't keep a job because I would get yelled at by the customers. Yes, the job was aware that I had Tourette's and aware that I couldn't control it, but then the customers would make a scene, and then therefore I couldn't work, therefore made my anxiety worse, made my Tourette's worse, and ultimately it ended up me having to go on disability because I wasn't allowed to work.
Wow, that's intense. Yeah. I feel like whenever like she says something, I just gonna want to react to her story and feel compassionate. And then when I start talking about myself, I feel really egocentric or something. But I understand, like, I can't talk to her directly because she's on the screen. And yeah, I'm reacting to this video. So that's kind of, part of the thing. So it's not that I don't care. Honestly, I can't imagine. I mean, my tics were not that bad when I was in school. But I've read comments of all of you lovely people that, yeah, you've had problems in school. And Seth Pressler is a lovely person, a dear friend, who was kicked out or told to leave his college because of his coprolalia as well. And his mum, by the way, sent me this. Wait, can you see it? Yeah, on the couch for my birthday. Like, thank you, Alison, love you. But yeah, that happens, and it shouldn't happen because it's disability, and you should not have to. You should not have that. But yeah, I can imagine that some companies are very uncomfortable with that, especially when you are like customer facing. Again, like I'm really lucky that I don't have the problem. I work in IT, so I don't talk to customers, so they can't really kick a scene. But on the other hand, I think that we shouldn't be so scared to put people with a disability or anything like that in a customer facing job, because we shouldn't have to hide people like us like behind the corporate wall and not have them talk to customers, because we're real people. And that only reinforces the fact that there's so little awareness still about Tourette's, even though, and I'm really happy that channels like Jubilee are doing programs, videos about this, and it is in the media more, but there's still a lot of unawareness about Tourette's, and people can get very arbitrarily angry at tics just because they have a bad day or something. And we need more representation, and I'd love to see that at work, talking to customers. You know, why not? So, I'm so sorry that she's going through that.
In high school, like ever since I started playing sports, I was really good, but the coaches
I'm a dropout.
all the coaches always just like hated on me, like always said something about me, and that's why I wouldn't play. So I had to transfer schools like 3 times. I was good at football, and like I couldn't play the first 5 games. So like just like it like lessened my opportunities to get offers, you know. And it was a dream of mine, but like after that I was like fuck. But like obviously like now I have great opportunities coming my way because I don't give a shit. And I'm living my life.
I love him. I absolutely love this guy. He's just, I love him.
So like, you know, I don't regret nothing that I did, you know?
I haven't had like many opportunities to lose, but like it definitely impacts what I'm able to do. Like for example, I do like swim in school, and sometimes I have to like stop and take a break because my tics are so bad that I like can't swim. So like things like that will happen where it definitely does affect.
Yeah, I had that with my singing. You know, I was a vocalist before I transitioned, so you know that also kind of messed up my voice. But with my tics, and I didn't really realize that I was sticking that much, but I would just have so much tension in my jaw and in my throat that, you know, because I was sticking, especially when I was nervous. And when you're nervous, you know, nerves go straight to your voice. I mean, any vocalist in this who is watching this will know that. But combine that with tics in your face, in your jaw, when you just can't really control it. Yeah, that definitely has. I'm not sure that made me lose that opportunity because I also just kind of didn't go through with it after, you know, I studied classical singing for a year and then it wasn't really my thing because I didn't really like opera that much. So yeah, I went to another school, but it definitely made it more difficult. Even of course with training, like after you know, sing for, I don't know, over 10 years, like 5-6 hours a day, you get trained that, you know, you can still sing through a tic, you can still sing when you're ill and when you're nervous because you just have more control over your voice or over whatever thing it is that you do. So with a lot of training, it can help, but it can make it just an extra bit, like an extra step of difficulty to something. So, yeah, I can relate to that.
Luckily, I have not drowned yet.
Okay, good.
Yet. Yeah.
Drowned.
I used to work retail before my tics got bad, and similar to you, it manifested in me cussing out a lot of customers. So I didn't keep that job for very long afterwards, and beans, fuck you. After that, I have failed every single interview that I've tried to go to, so I've kind of just given up on getting rehired, but hopefully going back to online school because I was also forced to drop out of that. So
I do like engineering and sound stuff, but
that doesn't count. Fuck you. I'm sorry. No, it counts.
I can work from home, and I don't have a lot of face-to-face with clients. When I'm on like a Zoom meeting or something for a project, I make sure to have the push to talk, so I don't scream while all these people are doing.
Oh, oh my God, yeah. That little pop-up that says, you're muted. I'm like, yes, I'm muted, I know. When we just started to work from home, people were still getting used to doing like, video calls. And I thought that I was not muted, but and that I muted myself because I was ticking. And I was in this call with like people that are from this, you know, the business side that I didn't know very well and didn't know me. And they didn't like me. I don't know if they like me. They didn't know that I had Tourette's like my direct colleagues do, but they didn't. And so I thought that I muted myself to, you know, shout horrible things. And I accidentally unmuted myself and just started screaming at them. And there was one other colleague in my team that was also in this call, and they just sent me direct message like, what the hell are you doing? And it was funny afterwards, but oh my God.
Doing things?
I feel like I'm very good at suppressing my tics, which I know none of us like to do, but every job that I've ever had has been like a lot of like backstage stuff. So if my tics are too bad and I can't suppress them, my employers have always been very good about finding me something to do where I'm not face to face.
Yeah, no, that's also, yeah, I can suppress my tics quite well as well at work and when I'm outside, which I'm I don't do it consciously, but I just do it. You shouldn't have to do it again, but yeah, I do it automatically. I can't even like help it. But yeah, that definitely helps. AO, when I'm at the office or something like that, or meeting new people, it helps to not to not constantly be ticking and have to explain that. Absolutely.
I wish I was born without Tourette's.
Ooh, I'm not sure. I think that's the same question as asking, do you wish there was a cure for Tourette's? Because, you know, it's not going to happen yet. There's no use to hope for that, because it's not the reality of it. So I don't really, like that question in general. Yeah, same thing, like, do you wish you weren't born trans? Like, sure, your life would have been easier, but this is just how I am. And I kind of like myself like this right now. So, yeah, no, kind of, maybe. I don't know.
3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, I've had it since I was 7, so like, fuck, it's been hard, And I got brain surgery for it. Finally, I've like 50% better, but I used to be like non-stop, just like body movements, leg twitching when I walked. The only way I could sit down if I was high as fuck, just smoking weed all day. And like after surgery, I stopped smoking for 4 months, but I would why not? Like, I'd like to experience life without Tourette's, without having to be freaking taking pills, like twitching out uncontrollably.
I've told this to people and they don't understand, but like, I don't know what it feels like to relax. I don't know what it's like to go to a movie at a theater and not be just stressed and miserable and barely able to pay attention the entire time.
I've been asked that same question. My instant answer is always no. No hesitation. Even though I go through all of that turmoil and all of that stress and all of the, honestly, trauma because of it, it's made me the person I am today. Like, I know way more about myself and my mental health and being socially aware of like the person I am. And I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons. There's a lot of cons.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and there's a lot of plus sides to Tourette's as well. I mean, Tourette's is not, I don't like the toxic positivity of, Tourette's is a superpower, ADHD is a superpower, but there are plus sides to it. If you already have it, the way you think, the creative thinking, usually often people with Tourette's are more, what's the word, like empath. See, I thought that I could think today and now I can't. It's weird, right? Empathetic. That you're in tune with other people's emotions, you know what I mean. More creative, like more social, can think outside of the box. And yeah, there are plus sides to it. And if I didn't have that, how would I be? Because those character traits are something that I really like about myself. I like my energy, my enthusiasm, and my weirdness. And that has given me such an interesting life. I would not want to live a normal life, even though it at times it feels easier, it sounds easier to do that. And I've definitely wanted it at times, but on the other hand, I don't know. I like being weird. I don't know.
Physically, for myself, but I'd rather, for the sake of humanity and people and advocacy and loving people, I'd much rather deal with this so that I can be there for everybody else.
I'm so glad that I was introduced to the Tourette's community, which, by the way, are the most amazing people you'll ever meet.
That's so true. Oh my God. Just meeting with other Tourette's people, that's so much fun. So if you have that opportunity to go to a meetup, to go like in person, especially, also like online, like if you're watching this on the premiere, I know that there's so many cool people and I love you all a lot. And in real life, just that first time meeting other people like you. And it's such a fun community because usually I don't like going to like patient meetups or things like that, support groups. That's not really my thing. But honestly, I can just look forward to meeting up with 20 other people with Tourette's to do something that I don't even really enjoy, but just meeting up with them, that gives me so much energy and joy. And I don't know, there's this social, it's amazing. There's so many different types of people, but it's awesome. Like the Tourette community is awesome. So I definitely recommend going to a meetup, going to a camp, going to anything. And if it doesn't exist, maybe try and set something up yourself. Go online and see if you can find people in your area and just do something fun. Maybe go for a walk, go out for a drink, do something fun. It's really worth it, absolutely.
Yep. Every person with Tourette's, and I'm not even joking when I say this, always has some unique talent. All of them are the nicest people and they have a really good outlook on life. I wouldn't trade the friends that I've made in the community for anything.
I feel like my TS has given me so much more empathy for people, and I feel like it's such a part of who I am. I'm very passionate about the talents within the Tourette community. I actually for the past 7 years have been hosting an event called Artistic Expressions, where I just showcase talents of people with Tourette syndrome. Do
I have a talent? I don't really think so.
We're doing something that we really love to do. So for me, it used to be when I was reading books or when I was singing or when I was dancing, I would stop ticking.
Yeah.
And I think that might be why so many people have such creative outlets, is because that is the only time sometimes where we can just feel still.
For me, it's playing an instrument. Most of the time it's guitar, and when I pick it up, I don't tick at all. I actually got introduced to the Tourette community by showing up at Rihanna's event and just finding out that everybody was like the same. It's like, oh yeah, that person plays drums, this person reads poetry, this person does that, and nobody's ticking while they're doing it.
It's almost like magic.
It's magic.
It is magic.
Oh, I love that.
How was this experience for you guys today?
Amazing.
Dope.
Good. Really, really
Fire,
great.
good.
Great.
Life-changing.
That is officially a wrap.
Oh, I like this. I like this. So yeah, wait, I'm going to do the headphone thing. I like this. What do you think? Of course, I'll link the original video in the description. Go watch it, support it. What do you think? Could you relate to it? Did you really disagree with something that I said or what some of the others said? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, thanks again for I can't speak. What's wrong with me today? Thanks again for suggesting this video, because yeah, I really enjoyed watching this. And if you have other things you want me to react to or want me to talk about, or research, if there's something you're kind of wondering and you haven't really found someone talking about that, or I haven't talked about that, let me know, because I'd love to dive into that. That's something that I really enjoy. And yeah, tell me what you thought. Also leave a like, algorithm, comment, like, all that stuff. That really helps me out. And I hope to see you soon. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. I love you all so much. And bye.